My name is Matt Rayner. I'm Curator of Land Invertebrates at Auckland Museum. I'm a seabird biologist, and today I presented on issues around seabirds of the Hauraki Gulf. Today I wanted to relate to the group the importance of seabirds and seabird biodiversity within the Gulf. New Zealand is a global centre of seabird diversity, and within the country the Hauraki Gulf is actually one of the top centres of diversity. We have 27 species of seabird breeding in the region, and that is on par with internationally recognised locations in other parts of the country, such as the Chatham Islands and Kermadec Islands and the Sub-Antarctic Islands. Seabirds in the Gulf are under threat from a range of factors. The first part of my talk today I wanted to relate to the group, the importance of seabirds in terms of their biodiversity value. So I talked about the importance of seabirds as being indicators of change within the Gulf. Seabirds are driven by what ecologists call bottom-up processes, they're driven by food at the base of the food chain, as opposed to predation from something above that will eat them in their natural settings. So they really do reflect changes in the Gulf. Seabirds are also incredibly important as what we call vectors of marine nutrients. They bring nutrients ashore from the marine environment to the land and have really profound effects on our soils, plant communities, our native insects and native reptiles. I talked about a number of threats that are posed to seabirds by humans in the Gulf, both direct and indirect. The first of these was predation by introduced pests, mainly mammals, which still threaten a lot of our seabird populations. That is a key threat. A second key threat was human disturbance at coastal sites that needs to be carefully managed. We need to allow space for public use of land, but also for use by seabirds that breed on the coast. I reminded the group about the importance of managing pollution, particularly in regards to what we learned with the Rayner disaster, and the importance of managing shipping speed and access within the Gulf. I talked about the impacts of fisheries, which are having a detrimental effect on the Gulf. And finally, as many researchers are realising, the Gulf seems to have undergone some really profound change over the last 3 or 4 decades, and this is also reflected in seabirds. We're seeing change in seabird behaviour, detrimental change, and we're seeing decline in populations of seabirds, particularly species that inhabit the coast and are most affected by human activity.